Welcome guests and joining us on Zoom. My name is Ann Myers-Drysdale. I'm a vice president with the Phoenix Suns and Mercury and one of their broadcasters. And we'd like to welcome you today because our managing partner, Robert Sarver, has some news for us, and also Troy Swobe, who is the CEO of Footprint. So they're going to have some news for us today. And Robert, why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, very excited. Obviously, we've got a lot going on the court that's got everybody excited, but off the court, we're equally as excited to announce our partnership with Troy and his company Footprint, which is a leader in removing single-use plastic in food service products. It ties into our longtime commitment to ESG. As you know, over the last 15 years, we've been a leader in that field, including you as one of the first female broadcasters for NBA basketball. In this arena here that we're in today, we put up solar about a dozen years ago, and we've been one of the first to embrace a number of technologies to help us make the planet a better place. And that's part of us giving back to the community and being good community partners. And our agreement with Troy's company, with Footprint, is something that we think is going to be one of the most unique corporate sponsorships in all of sports. It's going to transform our arena into an arena that is going to be the most environmental friendly in the world, and hopefully others will follow.
Well, what has been your criteria? Because I know that you've been looking for a sponsor, and really what brought you guys together?
Yeah, that's a good question. We started with a wide net of companies nationally and internationally that could be a good fit for us. And as a part of that, we decided to look in our own backyard and say, who is it that's locally based that we should be talking to? And as part of that process, we got to know Troy and his team over the last several months. And the more time we spent with them, understanding their product and what they do and how they are going to become a household name throughout the world and how they can impact our society, and the tie-in in embracing technology and innovation. The NBA has been a leader in innovation and technology among sports franchises, and we have been the leader amongst the NBA. Look at our partnerships with Verizon, with PayPal, and the way we embrace technology and its use has really been key to our sponsorships and how we operate our franchise. And Troy's company Footprint, embraces continuous evolution of technology, and they have just groundbreaking product that is going to change the way food service is packaged and prepared. And so we really bought into what they were doing. The more we got to know them, I spent time in the plant. We got to know their management. We got to know their directors. They got to know us. At the end of the day, we both felt very comfortable that we could execute this and work together as a team going forward.
Well, and Troy, you're a sustainable company. And so how did you really kind of relate to Robert in meeting and having this deal come through? Because you're a company that hasn't had a lot of recognition.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Today we're a B2B company, but first and foremost, I'm going to bring Robert with me wherever I go to tell that story, right? He does a fantastic job, right? So you can see why we want to be partners here. But yeah, we are a B2B company today. We support, if you go to any supermarket, you'll see Footprint's technologies to about any supermarket in the country. We're supporting brands like ConAgra, and I think that's the only one I can mention today. But if you look at Healthy Choice and Frontera and Hungry Man, those are our technologies and helping ConAgra change their business. We look at Suns as not only a partner here, but really our customer and helping them transform the way they operate the stadium, bringing our technologies into stadium and events and arenas. And with that partnership and the Suns innovation, as Robert just mentioned, across in everything they do, in how they hire and bringing in solar and everything, they gave us the opportunity to come in and say, hey, help us transform the way the Suns and the rest of the NBA, manage materials and waste, and we're going to reduce CO2 emissions and everything.
And you're a company too, though, that, as I said, not as well known. It will be. But I think that how did this happen in the sense of your interest in where it all started?
Well, it's very interesting. I have an unbelievable marketing team that came to me and said, hey, this is a unique opportunity. But for us, in our background, Footprint is a material science company, and our vision is to create a healthier planet. So the idea of coming in and partnering with the Suns was said, hey, we need to educate the consumer on the dangers of plastic. And we felt this was a great opportunity to not only continue our innovation and bringing our products into different avenues, but Also to really educate the consumer on the dangers, right? And this is an unbelievable platform to do that.
Well, and you look at the opportunities that you talk about, a lab and
Right.
how that works into the center.
Yeah, and that's how we've been innovative in our partnerships. You know, it's not just about signage and advertising and broadcasting. It's about how do we really create the most value for our sponsors. And so what we have here is an opportunity to have an 18,000 person lab in this arena, a living lab that'll be evolving. And our hope is, number one, that our arena is going to be the most sustainable arena. And then other teams in other arenas throughout the world will get a chance to see what we've done here, what Troy's team has done for us, and use that and broaden the base. In addition, another key of this partnership and benefit for our customers is going to be from an education standpoint. So like even for me, albeit as a dinosaur, I wasn't as up to speed on the dangers of plastic. You know, I'm drinking these water bottles at home and doing this and that. I had no idea there was a study that said the average human consumes like a credit card worth of plastic a month or something like that. And so I got educated. And when I toured their plan and saw everything, you know, I want all our fans and everyone coming through this building. We got 1 million people a year coming through this building for games and concerts. I want them to all be educated like I was educated. And, it's all about healthy people and a healthy planet.
And Troy, you talk about just a healthy planet and healthy people, but also, you talk about the young people that will come through the Footprint Center.
Mhm.
And, but as far as knowledge, this is a generation that is really interested in where the earth is going and how they're eating. You've even had a 12-year-old who's now 14 eating.
Yeah, absolutely. My children, I think, are really proud of what we're doing. My co-founder, Yog Chung, and I talk about it all the time that, our kids talk about it. Their kids are educated on. Millennials are making decisions to avoid plastic. And what we want to do is make sure every generation understands the dangers of plastic. When we had Robert in the building, we kept showing him hidden plastics. He kept going, no way. There's plastic in a Starbucks cup. There's plastic in this. He's like, no way, and as Robert mentioned, there is an article out there. Rolling Stones came out with an article last year in March that we ingest a credit card's worth of plastic a week, right? And the dangers of that. And we have Dr. Leo Trezande is a board advisor for us, and he wrote a great book, Sick or Fat or Poor, that talks about the dangers of plastic, but very few of us know about this, right? And Footprint was really founded on that. So I'll give you a little background on Footprint. Footprint is a material science company, right? And I originally came from Intel, building semiconductor technology, spent 15 years there, and so did my co-founder, Yog Chung. But we had an issue where actually plastic was damaging Intel's products and through outgassing. The best way to describe outgassing is your new car smell, right? So that's actually plastic and glues and other things outgassing. Well, that outgassing is in your food, right? So we were curious when we started discovering that Intel was having problems if this was in food. So we brought food products into Intel and we're testing it, and everything we tested had plastic in it. And so that was really our aha moment to say we can develop a better technology. And this is a global crisis. And I think certainly we see today that plastic's a disaster from its end of life. It's in oceans and it's piling up in landfills. But we really think this opportunity with the Suns is going to help educate everybody on the human health impacts of plastic.
And Troy talks about internationally, and there are elements of that. So how is that involved with you internationally?
Yeah. Part of this partnership includes our soccer team in Spain, RCD Mallorca, and Troy's got big expansion plans in Europe. They're building a factory in Ireland, and Poland. I'm sorry, Poland. I don't know everything.
I do like Ireland.
Yeah. Building a factory in Poland. They got a group of researchers in the Netherlands, and so this is going to help them. The island of Mallorca, especially Palma, big tourist destination. One of the biggest in the world. And there's a lot of plastic to eliminate over there. So we're going to help you get that message out. One thing I do want to add is try to incorporate some of our players in this analysis too, as well as our team members. And so, all our employees that worked on this became very excited about the deal with Footprint. We're a relatively small business from a dollar standpoint, from a revenue standpoint. But in terms of our brand, we have the ability to make a big impact. You know that. You're involved in the impact we make in the communities. And so I involved some of our players. Diana Taurasi was involved in some of the meetings with some of our prospects. And we wanted to make sure that when we put a name up on this building, that was a name that everyone in this organization embraced. And while we had some very reputable and larger prospects that were very interested, this one just kept coming back at the top of the list because of what they do and the impact that together we can make.
Well, and certainly it depends on relationships too. And obviously you guys have developed a great relationship.
Yeah.
And so being a local also, I think is so important, being here in Arizona. Locally.
Yeah, this deal doesn't really make a lot of sense for us from a lab perspective if it's not near our engineers and scientists, right? So the fact that this opportunity came up in our backyard with such a tremendous innovative brand like the Suns, it was just too hard for us to pass up, but it wouldn't work for us in another state. Our engineers and scientists got to get in here and look at what the opportunities. Most of our technologies that we're going to use to transform this arena is already available today. There's going to be some innovation. We got to look at the partners that the Suns have that bring products in to the arena. We're going to look at and innovate for them as well. And these are things like soda bottles and water bottles and those kind of things. That's going to be where the lab part of it comes in. Even things like, we're going to test mouthfeel. How do people like, the mouthfeel of a new bottle, or that may be a cellulose or a fiber based. And but that doesn't make sense if we're not local. And we're extremely proud to be, here from the Valley. I think the Valley is, from a technology perspective, just misunderstood. I mean, Intel is the largest R&D facility in the world. They've announced continued investment. We have Taiwan Semiconductor, but you also have Lucid and Nikola, and now the center of the sustainable universe footprint is going to be, right here in the Valley.
And you talk about the Phoenix Suns and Mercury. The renovation on the arena has been spectacular. And you talk about being in the forefront, which this organization has been, but also with the help of the NBA and Adam Silver. So how have they responded to this?
Very encouraging, very encouraging. Adam was here, met with Troy. Troy's new chairman of his company has a longtime relationship with the NBA and his former job as CEO of McDonald's, and talked to Adam. And I think one of the key parts of this deal was the fact that we're going to use this, as we said, as a lab. This will be the first. And then we're going to use some of the strengths of the NBA to help other arenas get a chance to come through here and see what we have done and try to make a bigger impact. But, I want to give a shout out to our governor and to the state and our mayor and the city in helping recruit companies like Troy's talking about, the electronic vehicle space. This is another industry. Troy's company is going to create a lot of high paying jobs, a lot of good jobs in this city. And there's going to be offshoot companies. And so the more businesses like this that are developed and brought in this community, the better for our community. And I love the fact that this company, not only based in Arizona, but started by Arizonans, to me was a big plus.
Yeah, absolutely. And talk about how you unlock those opportunities here in Arizona.
Well, first and foremost, we have to serve our customers. That's unlocking number one. And our customers, as you mentioned earlier, Annie, about the global aspects of this business, our customers are multinationals. They're everywhere. So the fact that we have this opportunity in Spain as well, an opportunity to bring our customers down there to show them the innovation and transformation of not only the stadium there, but the entire island, right? And our vision is that we're going to help that entire island eliminate single-use plastic. It's a huge problem for them as a tourist destination today. And then that helps our customers. And frankly, a lot of our customers in Europe, that's their destination for vacation, right? So when they go there and they're going to see footprint everywhere, that reminds them that, I've got this partner that's helping me transform my business.
And talk about the timing of the name change and the product.
Yeah, so we're starting right now. So I think, when our fans come to Game 5 tomorrow, which, by the way, show out in full force, and let's be loud, protect our home court, they're going to see some footprint signage. So they'll get a chance to do that. But the final signage will be part of our phase 2 renovations that are done in this off season, which thankfully have been a very short off season, and be ready for the start of the next Phoenix Suns season.
And how did you come up with name footprint?
Well, the idea is that, as a sustainable technology company, is what are you leaving on Earth, right? What is the footprint you leave, right? So as we mentioned earlier, what we're going to do here in this stadium is not only are we going to educate and eliminate single-use plastics, we're going to reduce CO2 emissions. So every environmental metric associated to the stadium will improve. with footprint and our team working on it, right? So the idea is that's your footprint. That's what you're leaving behind. And ultimately, we want to leave less behind, right? We want to be neutral, right? So relative to carbon emissions and those kind of things. So it starts here. This is the journey begins.
I'm excited about it and excited about tomorrow. So I'd be remiss in asking your thoughts about tomorrow's game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a great series. Both teams held serve at home. And looking forward to coming back to Phoenix. We got 2 out of 3 games in Phoenix. And, I'm excited where we're at. We've done well at home. Our players worked very hard to get home court advantage during the regular season. Every game counts. I think, even some of the players that maybe haven't played as much in the finals contributed during the regular season to help us get to the point where we have this home court advantage, and we're going to take advantage of it.
And Troy, you're a local company here, and how do you feel about footprint being on this center?
Oh, and there's tremendous amount of pride, right? But again, as I mentioned earlier, we look at it and I see our name here and I immediately think about the work we need to do. And again, we view the Suns as our customer, right? And I know it's a partnership here, but we have to transform their business. So I initially look at it and go, okay, we got to get to work, right? So all morning I've been talking about our steps we're taking relative to solutions development for the arena, but obviously there's a tremendous amount of pride, and the winning is gravy for us. But the opportunity to educate everybody and to showcase our technologies and let the world know that change is available. There is technologies to get away from plastic, because I do believe everybody wants to get out of it.
And the city owns this facility, and the city of Phoenix has been a leader in composting. I didn't know this, but the city of Phoenix has been a leader in composting and trying to eliminate plastics and some of these materials and get them reused and things like that. So, I think one of the pieces of this partnership is going to be us working with the city to get the waste that comes out of this building that can be reused.
Well, it's a special time. We're all excited about tomorrow. And is there anything else you guys would like to add?
Well, your mac and cheese product, Annie's, I don't know if that's yours or not.
Yeah, I'm not getting this.
But
Name
anyway,
on it.
if you get into Annie's mac and cheese and you look at the bottom, you're going to see the footprint sign on that thing. So for any of you that want to understand what that product looks like, you can go get that. And that container will disintegrate in 90 days in the ground, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I love the logo.
I'm going to bring him with me everywhere.
I love the logo. Well, that's about all our time we have, and we're going to wrap it up now. And so for more information, you can go to www.footprintus.com, and it will be footprintcntr.com. So welcome everybody to the new Footprint Center. We're excited for the Suns for tomorrow night.